Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family and Harry and Meghan, and today I'll be talking about Meghan. So let's dive into the latest buzz surrounding Meghan's claim that her alleged children, Archie and Lily, are selling their homegrown veggies at a farmer's market. This statement, dropped during her interview on the Aspire with Emma Grede podcast, has sparked a firestorm online, with many calling it a flat-out lie. Today we're going to break it down, look at the hard facts about the Montecito farmers market rules, and explore how Meghan's choice of words might be a calculated move to maintain plausible deniability. Plus, we'll dig into other examples where she's used similar tactics to make bold claims that are hard to pin down. So, grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, or a cold drink, because this is going to be a deep dive. First, let's talk about the claim itself. In the podcast, Meghan said, and I quote, "We grow a lot of veggies. We sometimes do a little farmer's market stand." End quote. She went on to talk about teaching her children, Archie, who's allegedly 6, and Lily, who's allegedly 4, the value of money, implying they're out there selling their produce from their Montecito mansion's garden. So that sounds very wholesome, doesn't it? A cute image of 2 royal children at a market stall, handing out zucchini and carrots to locals. But this is where it doesn't add up. The internet, especially on X, blew up with skepticism, and for good reason. Let's start with the Montecito farmers market. It's a small, tightly run operation held weekly on Coast Village Road, with about 10 to 20 vendors. It's not a free-for-all where anyone can just show up with a basket of veggies and start selling. According to the Farmers Market Coalition in California's Department of Food and Agriculture, farmers markets in California, including Montecito's, operate under strict regulations. To sell at a certified farmers market like Montecito's, you need to be a certified producer or obtain a cottage food permit for certain homemade goods. This involves inspections, certifications, and compliance with health and safety standards. You cannot just roll up with your backyard tomatoes and set up shop, especially not children as young as 4 and 6. Posts on X have been relentless in pointing this out. One user, @Weeby333, posted a photo of the Montecito certified farmers market saying, "In order to sell veggies, fruits at this market, you have to be certified. I highly doubt #Archie and #Betty are licensed to sell fruit and veggies." Lies on top of lies. Another user, @JR42845598, claimed that media outlet NS contacted Montecito markets and vendors confirmed no children were selling vegetables there. @89 Black Kitty doubled down, saying not one farmer's market in the Montecito area knows anything about her and her kids selling veggies. No one has ever seen them around. The sentiment on X is clear. People think Meghan's story doesn't add up. Now let's dig into the rules. The Montecito Farmers Market operates under California's Certified Farmers Market Program, which requires vendors to be verified producers, meaning you're either a farmer or someone with a legitimate agricultural operation. The California Department of Food and Agriculture outlines that certified producers must grow what they sell, and their operations are subject to regular inspections by county agricultural commissioners. For non-agricultural items like jams or baked goods, you'd need a cottage food operation permit, which involves health department approvals and specific labelling requirements. These permits are not handed out to children, and setting up a stand requires coordination with market organisers who limit spaces to approved vendors. The idea that Archie and Lily are certified vendors is frankly absurd. Even if Meghan got a permit for them, the logistics, 2 young children running a stall in a public market, don't pass the smell test. But here's where Meghan's word choice comes into play. And it's a masterclass in plausible deniability. Notice she didn't explicitly say Montecito Farmers Market. She said a little farmers market stand. That's vague enough to give her an out. If confronted, she could claim she meant a play market at home, a cute setup in their backyard where the children pretend to sell veggies to family or friends. It's a classic move. Make a bold statement that sounds specific and impressive, but leave just enough ambiguity to dodge accountability later. This is what's got people on X so frustrated. At SECampo125 called it out, saying, "The truths have been out here. She is a liar. When is she going to tell the truth?" The vagueness feels intentional, and it's not the first time we've seen this from Meghan. Let's look at the Montecito Farmers Market itself to hammer this home. It's a small upscale market in a wealthy enclave. Vendors are carefully vetted and the setup is professional. Think of tents, tables and proper signage, not a kid's lemonade stand vibe. A Reddit thread on r St. Meghan Markle with over 500 upvotes pointed out you are not allowed to just rock up with some lame stuff from your yard and have the kids sell stuff in an official farmer's market. You have to be an official vendor and you have to have a license. Otherwise, you'd have 40 kids sitting on the curb trying to sell their backyard zucchinis. The user also noted the market size, only about 10 vendors, making it highly unlikely Meghan's kids could slip in unnoticed. Add to that the couple's well-documented privacy concerns and security demands. Would they really let their children stand in a public market surrounded by strangers with no paparazzi photos or local chatter to back it up? Not a single vendor or shopper has reported seeing Archie or Lily at a stall, which is telling in a small community like Montecito. Now let's look at Meghan's pattern of plausible deniability. This farmers market claim isn't an isolated incident. It fits a broader tactic where she makes attention-grabbing statements that are hard to verify or disprove outright. Take her comments about her business ventures, like her lifestyle brand As Ever. In the same podcast, she denied deliberately limiting stock to create a quick sellout, calling it a, and I quote, beautiful surprise, end quote. But the wording is slippery. Nobody can prove her intent, and she can frame it as an innocent outcome. This mirrors her farmers market claim. It sounds specific enough to paint a picture, but vague enough to evade scrutiny. Another example is her social media posts about her children. Meghan has shared images or videos that seem to feature Archie and Lily, like the Father's Day tribute video or the baby mama dance clip for Lily's birthday, but she often avoids explicitly naming them or showing clear faces, leaving room for speculation. Critics on X and Reddit have pointed out that some images appear to show different children or are too blurry to confirm identities. This ambiguity lets her share intimate family moments for public goodwill while protecting herself from accusations of inconsistency. Nobody can definitively say it wasn't her children. It's a calculated move. She gets the emotional capital of appearing relatable without committing to verifiable details. Let's go deeper into another case. Her 2021 Oprah interview. Meghan claimed she and Harry were married in a private ceremony 3 days before their public wedding. The Archbishop of Canterbury later clarified that the legal ceremony was the public one, casting doubt on her story. But her wording, and I quote, "We called the Archbishop and we just said, look, this spectacle is for the world, but we want our union between us," end quote. That was vague enough to suggest a private exchange of vows rather than a legal marriage. When pressed, she could argue it was a misunderstanding, not a lie. This is plausible deniability in action. Say something bold, let the public run with it, but keep an escape hatch open. Another example is her claim during the same Oprah interview about a royal family member raising concerns about Archie's skin colour. She didn't name names nor provide specifics, framing it as a conversation that, and I quote, "wasn't his to share," end quote. This vagueness sparked massive speculation, but when challenged, she could say she was protecting privacy or that the details were too sensitive. It's a pattern. Bold claims that grab headlines, but are worded to avoid concrete accountability. Back to the farmers market story. Why does it matter? It's not just about veggies, it's about credibility. Meghan's narrative of being a hands-on, relatable mother, teaching her kids life lessons, is appealing, but the logistics do not add up. The Montecito farmers market rules are clear. No unlicensed vendors. No casual setups. Even if she meant the larger Santa Barbara farmers market, which has around 80 vendors, the same certification rules apply. And let's not forget the security angle. Meghan and Harry have repeatedly cited safety concerns, demanding extensive protection. Yet we're supposed to believe that they would let their young children stand at a public market stall, exposed to crowds with no documented sightings. As Upbeachred 1951 on X put it, you can't just set up shop on the street in Montecito. You need to apply. And what of all those security fears? I call BS. Let's explore another angle. Meghan's history at the Montecito farmers market. She's been spotted there before in July 2023, shopping for flowers and honey with her beagle, Guy. That outing caused a stir because the market has a no dogs policy. Yet Meghan brought her pet, leading to accusations of rule breaking. Photos showed her security detail holding the dog, which some argued was a workaround, but it still sparked a backlash. Locals were reportedly annoyed, with one ex-user commenting, "Meghan Markle has once again angered her Montecito neighbours for disrespecting their community." This incident shows she's familiar with the market's rules, or at least should be. Claiming her children are vendors there feels like a stretch when she's already pushed boundaries with the market's policies. Now let's talk about why this pattern of plausible deniability matters. It's a way to control the narrative while minimizing risk. By making statements that sound specific but lack verifiable details, Meghan can shape her public image. Relatable mother, savvy entrepreneur, victim of media lies, without being pinned down. If the farmers market claim is debunked, she can pivot to "I meant a play stand at home." If questioned about her kids' photos, she can say she never claimed they were Archie or Lily. If pressed on past interviews, she can clarify her intent or blame misinterpretation. It's a strategy that keeps her in the headlines while shielding her from definitive proof of falsehood. To wrap this up, the Montecito farmers market claim is a microcosm of a larger pattern. The rules are clear. You need certification to sell, and there's no evidence Archie or Lily have ever been vendors. The lack of sightings, photos or vendor confirmation backs this up. Yet Meghan's vague wording, a little farmer's market stand, gives her an out, just like her ambiguous social media posts or interview claims. It's a tactic that lets her craft a compelling story while staying one step ahead of the truth. What do you think? Is this just a harmless exaggeration, or is it part of a calculated strategy? Is Meghan actually clever enough to do this? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep this conversation going. If you haven't already, subscribe, ding the bell for more videos like this, and like if you liked it. Also, if you subscribe and ding the bell, you'll get alerts to my new series, which is entitled Royal Mysteries. And there is some really good subject matter in those videos. And those videos are quite a bit longer. And I go really deep into all those subjects. I've already done a part 1, which is about the naked man escape from Buckingham Palace. And I've done the number 2, which is about the face, which allegedly was very much like Diana's face of the mysterious woman at Prince William and Catherine's wedding. And I actually have more information on that one that I have recently discovered. So I might do a follow-up to that one fairly soon with some new info. Not as long a video, but just a little bit of a catch-up to that one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.